We're going to do a stretching routine, starting from the feet, going right up through to the top of the body. So we're stretching from bottom to top. We're just going to rotate the feet slowly with our breath work. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Working through our core abdominals. Going the other way. Inhale, exhale. Try to really flex the toes and the ankles back. And then give them a good stretch forward. Now we're going to come into working up through the calves. That is actually warming up the muscles in the lower part of the leg anyway. So we're just going to flex and then roll the toes and ankles over as well. Forwards and backwards. Inhale to flex back. Exhale to point. Two more. Nice, strong pulling up through the core abdominals. Support yourself with your hands back if you need to. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to come into a side position. Okay, and we're just going to get a bit of mobility through the hip joints. So again, pulling up through as if you're elevating yourself out of your pelvis, lengthening between your pelvis and your belly button, and then again lengthening through the sides of your body from the hips to the rib cage, and opening that alignment across the top of the shoulders. So we're just going to roll the hip up a little bit, roll the hip back. Inhale to lift, exhale to roll back. Inhale, lift, exhale to roll back. We're coming, swinging the legs around the other side. And again, inhale, exhale, contracting your core abdominals every time you do your breath out. Inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. Okay, we're going to come onto the knees, do a hip flexor stretch. We're going to bring one foot forward down the mat. Think of aligning the pelvis so it's in an upright posture, and then little lunge forward as we contract the glute muscle of the hip that we're stretching. So inhale to release back, exhale, contract forward, placing the hands on the thigh, and inhale, release. This time we're going to take the hand up, drop the shoulder. Hopefully you may actually feel this coming to the iliopsoas muscles. Excellent. And we swap to the other side. And we're just going to align first, pressing the back foot into your mat as well as bearing your weight into the front foot as you lunge. Squeezing the glute muscle, that's the buttock muscle of the hip for your stretching. And we inhale to ease off the stretch. Exhale, engage your core to go into the stretch. Hands on the thigh. Aligning through the rest of the upper part of your posture. Exhale for the stretch. Inhale, release. Taking the arm up, dropping the shoulder low. And again, exhale for the stretch. Inhale, release. Okay, we're going to come to lie in prone position to take that stretch further down into the quads. So you can rest your head on one hand, just pulling gently on the toes. Now remember, the pressing of your knee gently into the floor as well as the front of your pelvis is going to enhance the stretch for the full length of the quad. If you can't quite reach around, you can perhaps use a belt or a stretch band around your foot to assist you. Again, it's exhale for the stretch, inhale, release. Changing over. Exhale for the stretch, inhale to release. The whole idea of anchoring the front of the knee joint and the front of the pelvis is that also you're keeping a neutral spine, not compressing the lumbar area of your lower back. So we exhale for the stretch, inhale, release. Strong contraction through our core to press up with a chest press. Bringing one foot forward, pulling up and strong contraction through our core. And always make sure that the mats you're working on, or if you need extra cushioning underneath your back knee, do so. So we're just improving that flexibility, giving a stretch through the hip joint. Strong contraction through your core abdominals. Okay, if you want to take yourself down further, do so. If you want to lie all the way down, that's fine too, the chest down on the mat. However, align, pulling the shoulders away, back from your earlobes, anchoring evenly through that back leg, so we're not jamming and compressing the hip joint. We just want to improve its flexibility and mobility. So we roll out of that onto the buttock cheek, and we come up into a kneeling position again, and taking the other leg forward, align, elongating, contracting as if we're lengthening our weight out of our pelvis, and just a little small roll. Inhale to release off the stretch, exhale to roll onto the stretch, shoulders down, nice long neutral spine. Strong work through your core abdominals. Should be making sure that your spine is not compacted at all. Coming down lower if you like, and exhaling as you get the stretch, inhale to ease off it. So you're always using some deep breath work, but obviously we always need some movement. There's no static holds when we're doing a stronger stretch like this. And always supporting the joints so we're not impinging them. Okay, rolling out of that onto the buttock cheek. And we're going to come into a spine stretch with the hamstring stretch. So just aligning in sitting position again, taking the hands out in whichever position helps you to not scrunch the shoulders up, and just elongating gently. There's no strong foot position, and up and over to get a hamstring release and an upper spine stretch. Ease out of it as you breathe in. Exhale and scoop up and over with the spine, keeping those shoulders open and the shoulder blades gently drawing down your back. Inhale, ease out of it. Exhale. So we're just checking that our hips are aligned square to our shoulder joints. If you're a little tighter on one side than the other, you can just bring one leg up, not too high. We're trying to keep the pelvis square to the shoulder joints. Sometimes with pulling the foot right up to the inner thigh area, you will have twisted the pelvis out of that square alignment. So we're just easing the tension out of the tighter hamstring, whichever leg that may be. Inhale, ease off. Exhale, think of a nice open position across the upper chest area, and a beautiful scooping in of those core abdominals to lengthen the spine up and over as you get your hamstring stretch. Coming out of that, give the legs a small shake. Going to come into a rotation stretch for the spine as well. Bringing the foot over if you like. Otherwise, just keep it in line with the sitting bone of that side. Okay, and we're going to twist around on breath out. Ease off on breath in. Scoop those abdominals, lengthen and elongate the spine gently. Shoulders open. And now we'll go the other way, so change the hands over. So we're twisting on breath out, easing on breath in. Think of getting the rotation from your lower thoracic area of your spine, not just in the neck. And a good strong supporting contraction with those core abdominals working. Changing the legs, and we'll do our open rotation first. Inhale, release. Exhale, around. Inhale, release. Exhale, around. Inhale, release. Swapping the hands. Again, whichever side is a little bit more restricted in its flexibility. We're always just trying to create more symmetry, so perhaps another 1 or 2 repetitions for whichever side feels a little bit less flexible or mobile. And again, give the legs a little shake. Okay, we're going to come into 4-point kneeling position. And again, just focusing on imprinting the feet. And we're going to inhale, circle the hips, exhale, around, just 2 each way. Inhale, exhale, and the other way. Inhale, tuck the tailbone a little bit as you draw to sit down towards your heels, and elongate spine, shoulder blades gently anchored down your back. Okay, we're rolling up from the base of the spine, scooping the abdominals, the core, working to peel and stack the spine 1 vertebra at a time, up into kneeling position. Now we're going to spin around onto the back, and we're going to do glutes as well. So we're just going to align that leg so the foot's in line with the sitting bone, bring the other foot across and rest the head down. So again, we're trying to not twist the pelvis as we get the stretch. Exhale to get your stretch, engaging your core gently, release on breath in. Exhale, stretch, inhale, release. Exhale, to push gently. It's on the inner thigh that you're touching, not pushing on the knee joint. Bring that leg down, just roll your head up to check your alignment. Then bring the other foot across, rest down, relax those shoulders into the floor. And as you go into the stretch, we're doing a core contraction. No pressure of pressing your lumbar area into the floor as you do your contraction of your core abs and as you get your stretch. Again, whichever side is a little tighter, you might want to do 1 or 2 more repetitions to ease out and improve the flexibility of the area that is tighter. Okay, and now we're going to just roll over onto the side, coming into sitting position. We're just going to sit and come into releasing through the upper traps. So we're going to shrug shoulders straight up as we breathe in, lengthening the spine as we draw the shoulders down, contracting the core. Inhale, release. Exhale, contract as you draw the shoulders down. Inhale, release. Again, whichever side may be tighter, you can just do that side by itself. And now we're coming into a neck release as well. So we're going to breathe out as we flex, breathe in to come up, breath out. We're keeping a neutral spine. Be aware that we're gently folding down the ribs, so the spine is in a neutral position. You may want to have your back supported against the wall for this, or at least maybe have your mat next to a couch or chair so that you can have your spine supported if you need to. Coming into rotation, exhale and inhale, come back. Other side, exhale, inhale, come back. Exhale, contracting our core, shoulders are open and neutral, spine is elongated and neutral. And now we're going to go ear to shoulder, very slowly. Now these muscles down through the side of the neck, commonly the tightest area, so just take it slowly. As with most of our stretches and exercises, we want that sensation of elongating gently as we do the effort of the movement through the vertebra of the spine. Good. Again, whichever side is tighter, perhaps do an extra repetition. And we're going to shoulder roll now. So take your eye line to wherever feels that you're just really isolating the stretch to mobilize the tension and release the tension out of the upper trapezius muscle that covers the shoulder, back of the shoulders, and right up across the back of the neck to the base of the skull. Good. And we're just going to do a stretch for the arms as well. So we're going to come up and just do 1 on each side here. Gets into the upper arm, perhaps the armpit, just depending on where you're feeling tight through your shoulder joint, and release. Give the arms a bit of a shake, change over, If you can't quite grab the fingertips together to interlock them, you can just use your top and just sort of creep your fingertips together closer, pulling on your top, or even a stretch band, and release. Good. And just shake out. We'll finish there.